The number of Americans reported by the IRS to have renounced their citizenship hit a new high in 2020, 6,707 people, a 237% increase over 2019. According to Axios, taxes are likely to blame for the growing numbers. The United States and Eritrea are the only two nations in the world that tax citizens on citizenship, not residency, meaning that simply leaving the country isn't enough to ditch your American tax filings.
While 2020's numbers are the highest yet recorded, the Wall Street Journal reports that IRS data on the matter is not up to date, meaning that a majority of 2020's numbers actually reflect expatriations in previous years, some as far back as 2014. So that paints a slightly different picture.
Right. It's this classic journalism trend story that, looks at the data and then backs out to try to find narratives and storylines that then kind of fill in the details inside the lines that are being drawn here. But then you're like, oh, actually, a lot of these renunciations happened before 2020, which means that you don't actually have a spike.
Journalists more dishonest than ever. New evidence comes to light in rising segment.
And so now, what the article also points out is that in order to actually renounce your citizenship, you have to do an in-person interview at an embassy. You don't want to do it online. You don't want somebody to be able to scam their way into renouncing your citizenship. That's fair. But it takes like a year and a half now because of COVID to get an appointment at an embassy. So anybody that, if you're an editor or
isn't it quicker just to commit treason or something? Yeah.
Or just go to somewhere that doesn't have some type of extradition.
Venezuela.
But if you're so rich that this is something you're considering, you don't want that hanging over your head, right? Because you want to be able to travel the globe. That's the whole point. You want to spend your money doing more than just sitting on an island. That is your own prison of your own greedy making. Anyway, I don't know. It's like these, if a reporter was going to try to fill in a narrative, they'd say, well, a lot of people, work from home. They were going elsewhere during the pandemic. Some people went to Spain and loved it and decided they're just going to renounce their citizenship. But that story doesn't actually work because there isn't time to get the appointment.
Take more years
at the embassy.
Well, right, and there isn't time to have that, so we don't have that information yet. So we don't know that. We guess that might have happened.
Right. And if it happens, it'll happen down the road. Although, the attempts to raise taxes so far are stumbling. So, come on home. Water's still nice.
People will be wanting to be citizens again. I don't know if you renounce your citizenship and then change your mind. Is it easier to have citizenship again? I mean, it's hard for a lot of people to get. Do you go to the front of the line?
Well, you would go to the front of the line because there is a rich person's visa.
Right.
And so
because we want your money.
I think it's called the RP. Get the rich person's visa. It's not actually called the RP, but there's literally a visa that is available to rich people if they can demonstrate that they're going to invest a certain amount of money in the American economy. And so
that sounds prone to abuse.
It's not abuse because it's designed to be corrupt.
Right.
It's literally give us your money and we'll sell you a visa. We call it investment or whatever. But unlike places like Cyprus, where there's like straight up, like you just buy it, like Eric Schmidt, like just bought like a Cyprus citizenship, and they're very explicit about it. Like, you give us this amount of money and you can buy citizenship in this country. So I think that those rich people, if they renounced it and then had second thoughts, could actually buy their way back in, but then they'd have to do the whole green card thing, and then they'd have to take the test and swear that they're not a communist, which they can prove their non-communist bona fides
by saying I went to elaborate lengths to avoid paying taxes. Yes. It's one of my people. It's my people who we don't like taxes. We don't want to pay them. We don't want to pay them, Ryan. We don't like them.
No, you guys definitely do not.
Who does? Nobody likes paying taxes, even if you think it's important and it's, well, and then I think even your people feel this, well, what is this money actually going to? Is it going to pay for health care and child care for my fellow citizen, or is this going to buy drones to kill people in the Middle East?
Right. If you're
funding, it goes to both.
If you're funding the war machine,
right,
then yeah, that's no fun.
It's no good. Defund that. Yeah. We'll have more Rising after this.